What's the proper method of sending a slide home on a pistol? That's what's coming up on today's Tactical Tidbits. Hey guys, Herman Morris from Alpha One Tactical here. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, wherever you're watching this. Please help me reach as many people as possible to become safer individuals. All right. Well, in the spirit of last episode's topic about fine motor skills and gross motor skills, I wanted to do a quick episode on how that can apply to something like manipulations on a pistol. In this case, we're talking about just sending the slide home when we're either making ready or we're getting the pistol back up and running after, let's say, an emergency reload or a speed reload, or if we've just we're trying to resolve any kind of stoppage, malfunction, etc. So two main schools of thought here, and one being basically just release the slide here. I've tried this a couple times. The microphone doesn't appear to like this sound, so let's hope it doesn't break it. All right, so just letting the slide home with working the slide lock here, okay? Or the other school of thought is just basically the power stroke or power rack, just coming right over the top of the pistol, get a full fist here, pull back, let go, and that sends it back home into battery, okay? So I think most people that are familiar with firearms manipulations are pretty familiar with this. And so again, this two competing schools of thought. They're both can be very doctrinaire. They'll tell you you should only do one over the other. And I think there's basically a lot of misconceptions there. The bottom line is they both work. Okay. So what do I teach in my class? I teach the power stroke, the power rack, mainly because it is a gross motor skill. Okay. So like I discussed in the previous episode, that's something that's easier for us to do under stress. Now that doesn't mean that we should completely rule out using the slide lock, because like I said, if you are going to employ a fine motor skill, you can overcome it with training. That's the key. So I tell my students, if you're going to commit to training, if you're going to commit to doing something that's either complex or fine motor skill, then you can overcome those challenges and be expected to employ them under stress if you put in the time and the training. Okay, so that's going to require self-awareness from the student, as well as also proper guidance from the instructor to say, hey, I see you here every class. You've put in the reps. I have absolutely no problem with you doing something either a little bit more complicated or something that's more complex and fine, whatever. Okay. For regular people and people that come in for the first time, or maybe I only see them once every few months, maybe once a year, come out and train, and I know for a fact that on their own they don't put in a ton of time, then I'm going to focus on gross, simple motor skills. Okay. So again, it doesn't mean that one is right and one is wrong. It varies by person. Okay. So the other thing to take into consideration as well, and the reason why I like to use the gross motor skill is, on top of it just being a gross motor skill, like I said, well, if you train a lot, then you should be able to just do the slide lock. Well, yes, but I like the added benefit of the fact that I'm getting a little bit more compression out of that spring. Okay, so when it's locked back a pistol, you still get, depending on your pistol, you can get anywhere between 10% to even 20% more compression on that spring when you're releasing it. You shouldn't be writing the slide, by the way. I'm just doing it because I don't want it to break my microphone here. It's very close. So when you're coming up and just racking it, letting it go, you're getting about 10%, anywhere between 10% and 20% more compression on that spring, meaning that under adverse conditions, that might help you. Make sure that you feet around in there. If it's rainy, muddy, bloody, whatever, you have that added benefit, and that's why I like it. on top of the fact that it's a gross motor skill and simple motor skill. You're just, racking it, pulling hard. So that's just my 2 cents, guys. There's, again, a lot of people have get wrapped around the axle and this kind of stuff. I just like to give you my point of view and the fact that there's different ways to do the right thing. It's about what's the right thing for you and your needs. I hope that helps. I'll see you next time.